Welcome to the Diversity of Thought Podcast. I'm your host, Kwesi, along with my man, John.
Bless,
we're ready to go, yo. So today's episode is about Dak Prescott and him canceling his wedding. And this is academics' thoughts about it. So let's see. This is a reaction video. So we're reacting to this.
$40 million extension. You have 2 kids by him. He wants to get married to you. What do you think you're gonna do in terms of a prenup? Do you think you're gonna, let's say you don't want to sign the prenup. He already signed the deal. So what a lot of people don't realize, you don't just get money because someone has money. Usually in most places, it's what's made during the marriage is then able to be split up. The dude already signed a $240 million extension. To me, it's kind of odd because you have kids. You signed a $240 million extension.
Yeah.
You have...
Yeah. So, John. So, Dak Prescott, elite athlete, worth almost $300 million. He's about to be married. Now, he has 2 kids with her. She refused to sign the prenup. So this means to me that love do cost. There's a price for love.
Some call it security, right?
Yeah, it's security.
What I would say is, it is security. It's security for the wife.
Yeah.
And I understand that perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in giving that security to the wife, you are making yourself vulnerable financially. You know what I mean? 70% of divorce filing, or I believe it's above from 2019, is filed by women.
That's what I know. So
you know what I mean?
The one who seek the divorces.
So, but that doesn't mean that men are at fault or women aren't or are at fault. But I'm just talking about just the number itself.
Statistics and stuff.
So it's about 3 and 4. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you a question, because I'm a little bit thorn with this, right? No, there's ways, okay, you don't want to sign a prenup, but I can structure things in a way that you do have some security, and you do have a safety net, and you do have an egg nest in the event that we break up.
Okay.
So we don't know all the facts and stuff like that, but this is the hard point right now, is because she don't want to sign a prenup to call the marriage off.
So if we could be very honest about what marriage is, right? Marriage is the contract. Everybody agrees, right?
Contract, yeah.
So essentially, it's like saying, "Baby, I love you, but I want you to go into this contract with me to secure me." All right. So that's already the one step that I have to, that's a lack of trust right there.
Yeah.
Right. So then it's like, "Baby, all right, I'm going to marry you, but in case things want to work out, I want to financially secure myself with a prenup." And then that's considered a lack of trust. So realistically speaking, it's just showing like a lack of trust. And what I recognize marriage is like you relinquish power and put it in someone else's hands. And I think that the wealthier men and women are trying to like organize these contracts to where they can be financially safe. Because why does love have to be hand to hand with money?
That's a fact. Well,
You know what I mean?
That exposes that. Me personally, I was married. I would marry again, because legacy and thing is important to me.
Okay, so this is how I see marriage. I see marriage how I see having a child. Now I've never been married, but I do have a child. The way I see it is as a man in the court system. This is not like, it's no slight to women.
Okay.
As a man in the court system, a child is leverage. You know what I mean? And so is marriage.
Yeah.
So it really boils down to it's not about the prenup before the prenup. It's about you trusting me. If I tell you I love you, why do you need a piece of paper? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Why do you need a mitigator judge to decide when I can see my child, how much I got to pay? Why do you need a mitigator to decide? Is that the right word, mitigator? I believe that is. But why do you need a middleman to decide how my relationship goes? So I realized that I'm only going to have a child and I'm only going to marry I'm only going to be in a relationship under the pretense that I am the deciding factor. So if you can trust me to be a provider, be a protector, then you're going to have to trust me to maintain the sanctity of the engagement. I'm not going to leave it up to you and a judge.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If I'm going to love you, you just have to take my word for it. If I'm going to protect you and provide, you're going to have to take my word for it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with marriage, but going from a relationship to marriage is essentially saying, yo, what you telling me is not enough. You know what I'm saying? Your promise to me, your commitment to me is not enough. I need to have it in paper. You understand what I'm saying? That's all it is, because love is love. We're going to love each other. Yeah. But without the third party, you have to cooperate.
So let me, because I'm from the Caribbean and stuff, marriage is a big thing in my culture, right? And also, so legacy is also a big thing. So making somebody who you love immensely makes them your family, legally makes them your family. So you want to be able to pass down inheritance and all that stuff is also a big thing and stuff like that. So how do you feel about marriage personally?
Okay, so you're talking about inheritance. All right, that can be taken care of by trust. Your girlfriend can be taken care of by trust. So you're talking about a contract that is one contract you're vulnerable, the other contract she's protected and provided for, and you're not vulnerable. So which way do you want to go? I'm not judging you for wanting to go the traditional route, but the fact of the matter is that she can get the same security on paper, just the same, with no leverage. You understand what I'm saying? Irrevocable trust, right? And she's a beneficiary, the child's a beneficiary, and she has the same covering versus going the route of the court. It's contractual, but you could do it another way. But the way that is traditional, you see the outcome. I love love. We love boys. There's nothing wrong with that, nigga. I love women. You know what I'm saying? I only want to be around the woman I love. So, but you got to call it what it is.
So I'm gonna play a therapist here, right? Does people having any sorts of leverage that bothers you? Let's talk about it.
All right, so I call it leverage because that's what it is, right?
It is leverage.
But the fact of the matter is like, this is not all women. Not all women. But 10 years of love can be thrown away in a feeling of like an hour, because an hour and a half of argument. Now, I think that I'm more disciplined and a lot less volatile when it comes to my emotions. Okay, so I think that it best that I drive to keep the car on the road. It's just that simple. And essentially, in my experience, every time you put a woman in charge, I'm going to say this, every time you put a woman in charge, one, she's not comfortable. She's not comfortable with the responsibility. Outright. She's not comfortable with the responsibility of other people unless it's a child. She doesn't want to manage a man. I know that for sure. But that's
this is basically
this is about marriage. Yeah, my experience. So marriage is essentially putting a woman in a position that I don't think she's really comfortable with. She thinks it's secure, but only on percentages. I have to say this because I know it's not all women, but on the greater percentage, women divorce. Now, whatever reason that they bring to the courts, that's none of my business, and there's no relevance there, because when you say for better or worse and all of these things you say before God, you don't put in a stipulation, if we fall out of love, or if he cheats, or I'm not saying that any of these things are okay or right or wrong, but you don't put that in the contract with God. It's about God, right? This is about love and a union between, in front of God. Yeah. Right, but even though you bring in the court system and all that, and you know what I mean, come on now, right?
Yeah, I understand too. Like a lot of things factor in there, because back in the day, people was willing to accept a bit more, but because of the advent of social media and stuff, a lot of things is exposed and stuff, So there's a lot of shame staying with a man after he cheated, or staying with a woman after she cheated. There's a lot of shame involved, so it will make you, it will influence your steps and how you navigate in relationships and stuff. So to move the God factor out of it. It's about pride, ego, and shame.
The fact of the matter is being an infidel, especially under the guise of marriage, common law marriage, is something to be ashamed of.
Yeah,
all right.
But no common law marriage back in the day was the thing.
But the point is if you're gonna give your word, keep it. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? So, and again, it's a contract. So we got to know what the every marriage is very cookie cutout, and times have changed. Relationships are different. The structure of men and women, the way we engage, is different. But if you're getting traditional, all right. So perfect example. Why do we have to be traditionally married, right? But you don't have to be traditional. So my stepmom, I was having a conversation with someone, and my stepmom was around, and the conversation was the joke. We were joking about the prize, right? And my father's wife is 60. You know, she around the same age as my dad. So, and she was like, she just chimed in. She's like, you know, the prize was the woman being a virgin, right? That was the whole point. That's what made the woman the prize. Yeah. In marriage. And I'm like, damn. She checked me, right? Yeah. She checked me, but okay, no. Well, we're not keeping that tradition, but we're gonna keep the tradition of marriage. Okay, well, when you get married, you that's the first person you make a child with. Okay, well, we don't have to follow that tradition, but we're gonna keep the tradition of marriage. It's like every time they'll move the goalposts. They want the tradition of marriage, but they aren't even Christian. Are you no? Let me go, because like they want marriage. Marriage is a Christian construct. Yes. Yeah. Are you walking in the path of Christ? Realistically speaking, are you following Scripture the way you're supposed to follow your husband? I mean, you only want the tradition the part of the tradition that benefits you.
So we gotta be realistic, right? Finding a virgin, no.
It's deeper than that. It's about wanting to engage in a tradition, and you don't follow any of the customs. You just want the marriage. You want the ring, the engagement, the big wedding, right? But you're not walking in the path of Christ. I'm not a religious man, but I know that that's a Christian construct, right? You're not walking in the path of Christ. Okay, you aren't a virgin. All right, you don't follow Scripture. Okay, you don't observe any of the religion, right? So it's really just the contract. Let's keep it a bean. It's just the contract. You're not following nothing along with the love and the God aspect, right? There's no divorce in Scripture. Unless it's some extreme, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
it started changing. Divorce and things started changing when the church get involved.
The point is that you can't cherry pick such a sacred tradition and you didn't follow none of the customs. They got people that ain't been to church in 15, 20 years that demand marriage. Ain't opened a book and read Scripture in 10 years and demand marriage.
There's a real deep conversation.
But I'm just saying. So anyway, Dak Prescott, shout out to him, man. Just like the homie that played basketball. He was in the Terror in the Palace. What's his name? The homie that he was scrapping with Ron Artest in the crowd.
Oh yeah. Steven
Jackson.
Yeah.
Steven Jackson shorty tried to hold him hostage to the very day of the wedding. And she refused to sign the prenup. Yeah. If it's love, then let me
show me prove. Because eventually you could move away from the prenup. Eventually, it has stipulations. Okay, 10 years with a marriage, and then the prenup becomes null and void and stuff like that.
Real, man. When the dude got the money, he gonna give it up anyway. I'm not a wealthy man, and I'm very generous. I'm saying I don't mind. It's nothing shameful to say. Yeah. I'm very generous. You know what I'm saying? But my generosity is based on your alignment with me. In marriage, you don't have to stay aligned with me. You don't have to be intimate with me. You don't have to cooperate with me. We don't even have to sleep in the same bed or share the same roof, realistically. You understand what I'm saying? That's the whole point. All right. I think that as a man, you should maintain the leverage of just your own personal. What they say, your person. You should maintain the leverage of your person. And if your finances is one of the deciding factors, then keep your hands on that. Keep your hand on that post too, brother. You're not tripping, because if it's really about love, stay for free. I'm gonna take care of you anyway. I'm gonna give you my money anyway. Stay for free.
Well,
and cooperate.
Yeah, my man.
It's not, but bro, it's a religious construct that they don't observe none of the religious aspect of it, none of the spirituality of it. They just want the law portion of it. The hell out of here, man. You're gonna do what I say, and then you can stay. It's just that simple. Because no, it's like handcuffing the man. See, they have all the leverage, and then the man have to just do what it is. Yeah. How many men have been financially castrated? Come on,
I get that part. That's why finding the person that's for you is important.
You stay if you want to stay.
True. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. The next episode, peace.
Peace.
Peace in the Middle East.